Hey all, it's David Ducker coming back at you, and today we're going to be talking about the military in your campaign. So there's many different structures that this can take. In a feudal structure, the military and the government might be the exact same thing. You know, the king is the leader of the army. He fights alongside his men, or better yet, in front of his men, leading the pack, because he's got plate armor and he doesn't need to worry about getting injured. Or the military could be totally separate from the government. You know, they could be mercenaries or paid soldiers who are loyal only to gold or only to salt or whatever they're paid in. They have no national pride. They have no feedback they can give into the government. They can't make decisions. They only act out the will of the government. And then you can have everything in between. You could have like ancient Greek city-states where any man who can afford armor and will serve in the military, they are our citizens. They get to vote. If you don't fight in the military, you don't get to vote in our elections. Right? So that's one format. It could be, and it could be anything in between. It could be Starship Trooper style, where once you've served your term of service, then you get to vote. Then you get to join the government as a politician. But all politicians must first serve in the military. So that could be in your culture, or it could not be. But there's so many different options for how the military is organized. Do they care about their soldiers? Do they just throw wave after wave of expendable troops against the enemy? Or are they composed entirely of elites? You know, it's the Orcs versus Elf dichotomy. The Orcs will just send people, just go fight, here's blade, go fight. You have like this little, it's not even made of metal, it's like, it's a sharpened rock, it's a stone axe they've given you, and no armor, and you just have to go fight. But for orcs, that might be great because they breed like rabbits and they need to control their own population anyway. Whereas something like an elf, or better yet, let's say a dwarf, you know, they breed very, very slowly. They can't afford any losses in combat, so they cover their men in armor. They use smart tactics, and they have the best weapons, the best training, because every casualty is going to echo throughout history as there's one less dwarf reproducing, and we need all the breeders that we can get. So when they go to war, is going to be very different. The orcs might want to go to war over every little thing. The dwarfs, we don't want to go to war. Okay, we need our people. And then you could come back to that Greek idea. If you're a citizen, you get the vote, but you have to be the one to go and fight. Are you really going to want to declare war? Because you're the one who has to live with the consequences. You have to go fight if there's a war. Whereas in perhaps a modern government, the president might say, "Oh yes, go fight the war," you know, because it's profitable. You know, get us some oil, get us some land. You know, get our religion furthered. You know, they're worshiping Zoroaster. Go fucking kill those bastards. The army might say, "You want us to die for oil? Like, you want us to die for this religion? Like, most of us are, you know, we're cool with Zoroaster. Like, Zoroaster never did anything to us." But because the government is not suffering, they don't mind sending other people to do their suffering for them, right? And that can spin off plots, conversation, storylines. So think about, how is the military organized in your game? Are they well trained, well equipped, don't want any casualties, never leave a man behind, slow to enter battle? Or are they very reactionary, perfectly willing to waste the lives of their people, giving them no training, no armor, no equipment, just sending them out to die for profit, or anything in between? And again, that can apply to space opera game as well. You know, maybe you have battle droids, and they're not very good as actual soldiers, but they can drive the economy. They cut down on troop losses. So you're willing to sacrifice them. Or maybe you have, you know, a clone army, and so that your real citizens don't have to suffer and die. Or maybe you don't have either of those, so you're very slow to enter wars because you need to preserve your population. Because when you're thinking about fighting a guy who has battle droids, and you've got like real people going out to do your fighting, I mean, you're probably going to be outnumbered. So you need to really use the advantage of your training, of your equipment on your side, of your smart tactics. Maybe you want to be nice to the guy with the battle droid army, so you don't even get into war with him in the first place. And this can provide all the context for your storylines, for your characters, for all that great stuff. So I just wanted to make this video rambling about the military, how it can impact you. Even if it's not a military game, the way your military is organized can reflect on your politics, on your policies, on your foreign policy. So it's always something to consider and to take into account. So let me know what you think about the military in your game in the comments below. And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.